Apparently Enactus is the new name for SIFE, which was the new name for ACE. Enactus is a worldwide community of student, academic, and business leaders committed to using the power of entrepreneurial action to transform lives and shape the world for a better and more sustainable economy. Enactus Clarenville is made up of 20 business students, 4 advisors, and a board advisory board who, by establishing and developing partnerships in our community with the business and not-for-profit agencies, create and run projects designed to make our region and our community a better place to live and work. Across Canada, there are 60 Enactus chapters operating on university and college campuses. In Newfoundland, Enactus chapters can be found at Memorial University, who are the Canadian champion team, and Prince Philip Drive campus, Clarenville, Grand Falls, Windsor, Corner Brook, and Stephenville campuses of the College of the North Atlantic. Please join me in welcoming Nathan, Olivia, and Krista.
Debbie's our switcher. Well, thank you everybody for being here. We are College of North Atlantic, and we are Enactus. And it's a brand new name, as Brian has pointed out. The name has gone through several iterations. And we just got back from Washington, actually, where the brand new name was revealed. And the idea of Enactus, it is entrepreneurials acting us together. Most of you should have some sort of a pamphlet there, and you can follow along. So we're just going to start and give you a little bit of an overview. Our goal today is to make you aware of what Enactus is and how you can be part of it. Because really it is critical that the business community in Clarenville support our students, because effectively our students are the future of the business community in Clarenville and our region. So our goal is to make you absolutely aware of that. So hopefully today, once you leave this presentation, you'll have a much better idea. Just to give you a little blurb on the college here, we've got a batch of programs. So we've got adult education, business, engineering, tech, comprehensive arts and sciences, which is a transfer type of program to get people from high school into one of the college programs. Office administration, practical nursing, carpentry, and pipe fitting. We have representatives of business administration and office administration here today. Plus, I see umpteen graduates of the program, which is my intrinsic reward for all the work we do. So, Debbie?
Hi, my name is Krista Skinner. I'm a second-year business student focusing on human resources. With Enactus Clarenville, we are seeing possibilities, taking action, and enabling progress. We are a community of student, academic, and business leaders committed to using the power of entrepreneurial action to transform lives and shape a better, more sustainable world. We are a group of college students at the College of the North Atlantic, Clarenville College of the North Atlantic, who, by establishing and developing partnerships in our community with businesses and non-for-profit agencies, use the power of business to make our region and our community a better place to live and work. We do this through projects that contribute to social well-being. All our projects have an impact on the standard of living and of our community. We deliver financial education projects such as our SIMS, which we'll talk about more after. We develop entrepreneurial potential through our Let's Get Social Media Consultants campaign, and we enhance environmental awareness through little projects such as our windmill at the local elementary school.
Just to give you an overview, Paul said we were in Washington last week, and they had the announcement of SIFE to the new name of Enactus. And at the World Cup that there was about 39 countries from across the world that were there. And one of the issues that SIFE has seen when it's trying to expand was what SIFE stood for. And it was Students in Free Enterprise. and they were running into issues of going into different countries, the impact that that phrase would have in those countries. So the whole idea was to look at how can we come up with a brand that can be universal. Wherever we go, it can be looked at in a favorable light. So I guess over the past 2-3 years, Enactus was what came from a lot of meetings throughout the world. And again, like Paul said, the EN is for entrepreneurs, ACT is in action, and us is the entire group that we actually work with. So that's where the Enactus brand has come from.
Just hop back here, Dave. Okay. We got this photograph here that it's a photograph of photographs. You may have seen over the course of the last couple of years, last 5 years, last 10 years, in the paper, in the packet, and you may have seen us around town, or you may have seen on our various websites or whatever, some of the things we've been involved in. We've been heavily involved in collecting food for the food bank. We've been heavily involved with working with kids in schools in terms of teaching them about entrepreneurship, teaching them about environmental issues. We've also been heavily involved in doing presentations across Canada. We've presented in Halifax, we've presented in Toronto, we've presented in Calgary, and we've had an opportunity, actually, several opportunities to go abroad. As I said, we were just in Washington. We've also been in South Carolina, so it's given us some opportunities to take our program and a little bit of Clarenville all over.
My name is Olivia Best, and I'm a second-year business student at college, and I'm focusing on human resources. What I'm going to talk to you about is our ongoing projects we've completed this year and in our previous years. We've had entrepreneurial, which is our focus is to teach a small business how to apply social media platforms to attract, maintain, and communicate with clients while maximizing revenue. We hosted a few sessions at our college last year. We've had some business owners come in and we helped them create their YouTube and Twitter pages and Facebook. We've had a Reaching Out program, which is it has 2 goals of preparing trade students for employment and healthy living for families on low incomes. We've done the preparing for trade students by teaching them how to prepare for interviews, how to do their resumes, and so on. We've had the SIMS program, which is Students in Investment Matters, SIMS, which begins teaching financial literacy to children as young as 5 and up and including college students. We've done that with the Sparks and Beavers. In our area, we've taught them the value of money, how to count money, how much money is worth, how to buy things with a certain amount of money to budget, and it goes right on up into college students, which includes like teaching them how to budget their money for when they move on and out of school and whatnot. And we have Let's Can Hunger, and which is our newest one. Our the next one coming up will be Trick or Eat, and that focuses on realizing that 5 of Newfoundland's most poverty-stricken communities are served out of our Clarenville Food Bank. We increase the awareness of our hunger in our region. We've done that by our Facebook page, which is managing. Yes, support your local Newfoundland food bank. Increase the amount of donations to our local food bank, which we've done several different food drives, and we're going to do one on Halloween night. We're going to go trick-or-treating, and we're actually going to trick-or-treat for food and not candy. And we empower those in need to defeat the cycle of poverty, which is like I said, up in the Reaching Out program, is healthy living for families on low incomes. We're going to teach them how to budget their money to pick out healthy foods on a low income, so we can release some of the usage out of our local food bank.
In terms of, I think I'll take the first one. In terms of new projects, every year we try to introduce a new project into the system. And These ideas come largely from our business advisory board, and our business advisory members, there's several of them here today. I see Nancy's here, and Chad is here, and excuse me if I missed anyone else. But there's a number who are here. Gayla is here. We meet once or twice a year with our business advisory board, and they give us a good understanding of what they see in their industry, what they see in their areas, to say, these are some of the things that you should think about. Small business skills is something that has arisen out of our social media program that was alluded to earlier. What we're going to do there is develop a series of training programs that are designed for small business specifically that will teach them very specific tasks. So, for example, understanding financial statements. Our goal is to incorporate some of the social media material that we've done in the previous programs to develop little vignettes, little electronic vignettes on how to do it. And again, the students learn a lot from that, but also the businesses learn a lot. Again, it's a mutual relationship. So that's something we'll be rolling out over the course of the next few months.
The second project there, the Newcomers to Newfoundland, currently with Enactus Canada, they have a number of grant programs set up looking at newcomers to Canada. So from our perspective, we're looking at newcomers specifically to the Clarenville area. And our emphasis there is over the next little while, in the past year or so, there have been a lot more people coming to the area due to the Bull Arm site, Long River site, the refineries. So there's a lot more people coming from outside the immediate area. So our focus is, based on that, is just integrating them into the community, showing them, just working with the different banking systems. So if they're from outside the country, what expectations. Also looking at from the perspective of living in Clarenville, the cost of real estate, different activities that they could take part in. So it's just more or less looking at settlement and orientation. We're also looking at if we have people coming and there's a language barrier, to try, we're not going to look at teaching English to newcomers, but if we could work with English teachers in the area and partner those up with these groups. And also different ideas for career contacts for the area as well.
We've received quite a bit of awards and recognition externally, as well as internally. But you can see from your brochure here, which I've just copied here, over the last number of years, we have won the Site Financial Education Regional Championship, for example. And here is our award for that. That effectively means that we were the top school in Eastern Canada for that project, for that type of project. And we got to take that. And we got to take that to Calgary to present to a national audience. So we're taking, as I say, we're taking a little bit of Clarenville and the things we do here to a regional and a national level. So those judges, who are largely corporate types from the large corporations of the world, or large corporations, particularly in Alberta, you know, we had good representation there from TransCanada pipelines and the like, those type of companies, are seeing what's going on in a little town in eastern Newfoundland. And when we compete, we're competing with other organizations like a small little school you may be aware of called University of Toronto, or Memorial University of Newfoundland, or these types of places. And you know, when I see our students get up and they do this presentation in front of a group much similar to what we're dealing with here today, I'm so proud of our students, because the fact of the matter is, when I look at the University of Toronto and I see the largest school in Canada with 200 members in a SIFE chapter, or an Enactus chapter, now it's going to take us a while to get used to it too. And I see us with 20 members, and I look at those presentations being done, I'm thinking, what's the difference here? There's no attributable difference between the two presentations in terms of the content and how it's presented and the professionalism of the presentation. Ours, it's a real boost to us, and it's a real boost to the students to know that they can compete and work with anyone else in Canada. And when you see an organization like Memorial University of Newfoundland, when we came back from Washington, Memorial were down there, they were representing Canada. And the rest of us there were there to support them. We had 230 people from Canada, 230 people from every, I'm pretty sure 30 of the site chapters from every province were there. And we were there all rooting for them. And again, when you look at these presentations, the United States of America, for example, big heavy-duty presentation, we look at anywhere from Zimbabwe, Zambia, all countries of the world. And I think, gee, our presentations are fantastic presentations and the stuff that goes on here. So it's a real eye-opener and a real, I don't know what you'd want to call it, but it's a reassurance that Newfoundlanders and Newfoundland business can compete and do as good or better than anyone else in the world. And when our students see that, I say that's what education is all about, isn't it? In terms of our past partners and donors, we've had a tremendous amount of help here in Clarenville in order to make this happen. As you've gathered now, everything we do works on partnerships. We don't do anything by ourselves. And you can see in your brochure that we have had a great number of partners, ACOA being probably the biggest. It just wouldn't happen without the government support, particularly moving people from point A to point B. It's a very expensive proposition. But we've had small businesses too. And the Chamber and the people of the Chamber have been phenomenal. And we want to build on that because, as I say, you folks are the ones who will receive value from it because you hire our students. I see one of our graduates just over here. I won't point her out. But you know, it's a classic example of the things that we can bring to the table and the things that benefit our businesses.
Okay, so my name is Nathan Bay. I'm a second-year business student at the College of North Atlantic. I'm specializing in accounting. The first step for SITE, after we worked on these projects for all year, would be our Atlantic Regional Competition. This is where we compete with other universities and colleges from across Newfoundland and Labrador, as well as the maritime provinces. Here we competed in 3 different categories: financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and environmental. As was already said, we won our division in financial literacy. We took first place, and we took second place in our entrepreneurship, which we lost to Memorial. After the Atlantics, we go to the national competition, which was held in Calgary. In Calgary, we had to compete our financial literacy, because we won in our division. That was a 10-minute presentation. Then we had to compete in a 24-minute national presentation, which we had to report on all the different projects and impact we had throughout the year. Won the nationals, so they got to represent Canada in the World Cup. We got the chance to actually travel and take in the World Cup this year. We got to watch many presentations from countries all over the world, this giving us insight and the knowledge of different countries that otherwise this is one of the best opportunities I've ever had in my lifetime. Like, it's way better than sitting through school. And I learned so much more.
Okay, so again, what's Enactus Clarenville doing for the business community? We want to say, well, what is it we're doing for you? First of all, we're bridging the college with the community, and I think that's a primary goal, is to be able to beat down the walls of that building that's up there hidden away behind the town hall and say, we're here, and we certainly have some capability to help you. We're developing a pro-business entrepreneurial culture. That's something that we need here. We need people to move our province and our region forward. That's the type of people that are being bred out of this program. We're partnering. You're coming with us. Whenever we do those presentations, you're coming with us. Figurative. We're exposing young people to the many opportunities available right here. So many of people over the course of my dealing with SIFE have come back and said, gee, I didn't know that existed in Clarenville. We got that in Clarenville? I didn't know we could do that. Oh, I know that person now. That's the type of thing that I want to see SIFE do. You know, when I see those things happen, I say, this is working. This is really honest to goodness work. It showcases Clarenville opportunities and initiatives to the nation and the world, as you can see, as we pointed out in our presentations. And most importantly, it develops and showcases a rich business worldwide talent pool. So it's your future employees or your future competitors. But ultimately, it's our future business community.
So one of the big things that, from our perspective, is we are constantly looking for new partners. And we're looking for sponsors as well. So we're looking at the business community. If there's a project that you'd like to see the Enactus team complete, please forward it on to us, and hopefully we'd be able to partner with you. We're also looking as well, if you have time to provide to us, we do have a business advisory board, and we have approximately 6 or 7 members on our business advisory board, where we're always looking for new focus from that board as well, and new people to come on board. In the brochure that we handed out, this year we've developed more or less bronze, silver, gold, platinum donation or sponsorship pamphlet. So if you're interested in providing monetary donations to us, we're more than happy to take those. But it also shows you that what you'd get from that. When we go out to, like, one of the big things that we do throughout the year is our Let's Can Hunger campaign, where we help our food bank. And as Olivia said, we'll do a trick or eat. This will be the 2nd year for it, and we work with the schools. And last year when we went out, we never had really enough volunteers. As we went to the doors, people had their food ready to give to us. And No Frills had come on board with us with that, and they had given us all the bags so that we could collect from that point of view. So we're looking at even partnerships from that point of view, just to provide resources to help us with those different projects. When we do go away to our regional competitions and national competitions, we have to do up reports, or annual reports. And on those reports, we have all our sponsors. So even the logo appears on all our reports that the judges see from all Atlantic Canada right across to the Western provinces. Any projects we work on, all that information gets posted up on our Facebook, Twitter pages, so all that keeps constantly going out, and people are aware of who our partners are and what they're actually doing with the team. So that's one of the big things too. If you are on Facebook or any social media, you can follow us at Enactus Clarenville. And we're also this year looking at any of our alumni that are out there. You'll be hearing from us soon, because one of our big things is that the students do put in, last year I think it was about 6,000 volunteer hours. So there's an awful lot of work that goes into it. And one of the things we want to do is provide them with opportunities with, for I guess next year we're looking at scholarships for members of the SIFE team. So that's one of the things that we're looking at from our alumni to help us with that. And I think that's, anything else that I missed there?
We're always looking for new members, so you know, if you have a child or a student who is wondering what to do, you know, we offer a great program up there, and the SIFE experience certainly contributes. We have a lot of enthusiastic people in SIFE, and I think it speaks to I know the amount of work that Dee puts into it is phenomenal, and it certainly speaks to that, and it adds to the overall value of the education immeasurably. So there's us. So we're looking for your questions. And I told all the students that come up here today that they're responsible for answering the questions. So I was looking for lots of questions. be shy.
Who won the competition in Washington after?
You, oh, sorry.
United States of America.
Oh, okay, their school. What school was it? Do you know what?
Belmont University.
Which is near Washington. They had a phenomenal project. They were into the mattress recycling business. So what they did is at Belmont, they were next to a naval yard. They had a bunch of apartments, so they had a good supply of mattresses. And they basically tore the mattresses apart, broke them into the components, and recycled all of it. And there were a bunch of prisoners who, no, John Howard type society things. So people coming out of jail, how do you transition them back into the workforce? So there was a learning component too. Not only did they work, but there was a learning component. So it was a very innovative project, and it's been replicated across various states. So that's the sort of thing that you see coming out of a winning team.
Did you come away with any interesting business ideas or community projects that you'd like to bring back to here?
Well, with our Sims project, this year we're going into the schools and working with some like the elementary school and high school. And one of the projects Canada had, the Memorial University had a bottle printer, so they taught homeless people how to like recycle their bottles and collect bottles from people to like get an income for them. So we kind of thought about incorporating that in with our Sims project and teaching kids how, like by recycling, they can save up recyclables to earn money to save towards something they want to buy.
So the whole idea for that project is they're teaching kids in school how to save money for what they want to buy. And one of the big things that we've learned over the years is not everybody gets an allowance. There's a lot of families that they can't afford to give their kids money. So we have to show other ways that you can be able to earn money. And that would be one where they'd be able to easily go around their neighborhoods.
Has Clarenville ever hosted the regional competition or national? Have we had the capability of doing that?
It's never been, the only place the regional competition has been is Halifax or New Brunswick. It has never come to the island. St. John's has never hosted it either. And a lot of the reasoning for that is they need so many judges. And that's the reasons they've given us in the past is that there wouldn't be enough judges from a lot of the sponsoring companies to come to Newfoundland. In the past, I know they've tried to, where Memorial has won the national title and the World Cup a number of times, they've looked at trying to have the national competition in St. John's. But the logistics, again, I think is hopefully next, like it's moved to Calgary, the Nationals, it's back to Toronto now, and their next one is going to be out in BC. So we're hoping once it goes out to BC, it'll make its way this way.
It's something, the SIFE organization, Enactus, has grown considerably in the last 10 years since we've been involved in this. And I see it as happening. It will probably happen in St. John's, but I do see it as happening in the next 5 to 6 years for sure. You know, we're building up our business base here in Newfoundland now, so we have that critical mass. Just when we were down in Washington, Kathy Duke, was it Kathy Duke or Kathy Duke's sister?
No, from Fortis Properties.
From Fortis Properties.
Nora Duke.
Nora Duke, yes, right. Nora Duke was one of the judges down there. So we see some, we're pushing in there slowly. It's a friendly competition too, you know, in the sense that Memorial University have been a great help to us. And some of our students who leave the business program, take their credits and transfer to Memorial, they'll end up being SIFE Memorial students in the very near future.
Are there other, is there more than just Mon and this campus here? Are
Yeah.
there other in Newfoundland?
It is Memorial and SIFE